Presumed Innocent might be one of the most anticipated new releases of 2024, and it is finally here. Starring Jake Gyllenhaal, this second attempt at adapting this unique legal thriller seems to be getting pretty good reviews so far. Is it really better than the original 1990 version, though? Should we watch the 1990 for 2 hours and call it a day? Or should we bother with the 8-episode series for 8 long hours? Well, make your decision after watching this video. If you didn't know, the story of Presumed Innocent is based on the novel of the same name by Scott Turow. The story first became a movie back in 1990, starring Harrison Ford, and became a beloved classic within the murder mystery genre. Who knows why they felt the need to adapt the same story on the screen for the second time? But as of today, we have 2 versions of it. The first 2 episodes were released, and the rest of the episodes will be out weekly. The critics, however, already got the access to first 7 episodes of the 8 episodes long drama. What is so special about this story that it is such a hit among the Hollywood producers, though? Well, the only way to find out is to delve into the plot itself. Massive warning before moving on, as there will be spoilers ahead for the 1990 movie, and potentially the Apply TV show. The story begins with Rusty Sabich, a prominent prosecutor in the office of District Attorney Raymond Horgan. By the way, even though the story is said to be taking place in Chicago, it is actually filmed in Los Angeles, which is worth noting. Rusty's life takes a dramatic turn when his colleague and former lover, Carolyn Polimas, is found brutally murdered. Horgan assigns Rusty to investigate Carolyn's murder, unaware of their past affair. But as you can expect, soon after Rusty's involvement in the investigation becomes complicated due to his personal connection with the victim. As Rusty delves deeper into the investigation, he finds himself becoming the prime suspect. Crucial evidence, including his fingerprints and a glass with his fingerprints at the crime scene, starts to point toward him. Additionally, a semen sample and a vaginal swab from the victim further implicate him. Inevitably, Rusty is charged with Carolyn's murder, and the case goes to trial. His defense attorney, Alejandro Sandy Stern, works tirelessly to clear his name. Throughout the trial, Rusty maintains his innocence, but the evidence against him seems overwhelming. During the trial, it is revealed that the key evidence used to implicate Rusty could have been planted. Rusty's wife, Barbara, plays a significant role during the process. In the end, she admits to planting the evidence to frame Rusty out of revenge for his infidelity. It becomes clear that she is the actual murderer, driven by a combination of jealousy and betrayal. What a twist, isn't it? Well, this is a spoiler, especially for the movie. When it comes to the TV show, we are not sure as of yet if the series will have the exact same ending. But we know other points that the TV show differentiated itself from the movie. First of all, in the TV show, our leading actor is Jake Gyllenhaal, which already creates a big difference as his approach to acting is very different than his predecessor, Harrison Ford. Ford's Rusty was stoic in the 1990 movie, which was beloved by the people back then. But Gyllenhaal brings a totally different vibe to the character. He's a desperate man trying to cope with his damaging decisions that threaten the perfect image he's tried to create. The series opens with a picturesque day in Chicago, where Rusty is spending time with his teenage children, Kyle and Jaden. But this calm scene is quickly shattered when Rusty learns that Carolyn has been found bludgeoned to death. This news sets off a chain of events that unravel Rusty's life in unexpected ways, very similar to the movie. Initially tasked with investigating the case, Rusty's situation becomes precarious when a new district attorney, Nico Della Guardia, and the loathsome Tommy Molto take over, turning Rusty from investigator to suspect. As his arrest looms, Rusty's increasingly desperate actions make his situation worse. Amid the media frenzy, his family, including Barbara and their children, are deeply affected. Hinges on Rusty Sabich's intense desire to prove his innocence. In the original film, Roger Ebert noted the core drama stems from the fear of being found guilty of a crime one did not commit. This tension is amplified in the TV show, where David E. Kelley's script reveals incriminating details slowly. The show successfully capitalizes on its advantage of having more time to build suspense and explore characters. In the movie, even though the story was told in a very compelling way, there are no deep explorations into characters, and the suspense is more to the point rather than being slowly built. The show keeps you constantly guessing about Sabich's innocence. Even his children suspect he might have had a dissociative reaction to this crime of passion, and we have to praise Gyllenhaal's performance for managing to deliver such a complicated character. The creator of the series, David E. Kelley, expresses his thoughts on Rusty as follows. Rusty is a strange beast, and with the contradictions he brings to the plate, I've just not seen that kind of character before. He is a hero and anti-hero at once. He very much believes in the truth, and yet he lies. He is a guardian of justice, and yet he subverts it. He's a devoted family man and betrays his wife and his children. He is a very loyal friend, and he betrays his best friend Raymond. He further said, "I thought Harrison Ford did a fantastic job in the movie, and I think Jake Gyllenhaal is brilliant inhabiting all these contradictions in the series." Another important difference is the handling of the female characters. The movie was outright sexist, to say the least, and the show embraces a completely different stance. It gives us a fresh take, with female characters like Carolyn, Rusty's wife Barbara, and Detective Alana Rodriguez shown as strong, dynamic, and well-rounded. Not gonna lie, this adds a major plus to the TV show, as it is much more compelling to watch well-presented female figures. Last but not least, two key characters are removed from the original material in the show, which is an interesting choice, but I personally think that they did not make a massive difference in the story itself. What about the ending, though? Will the show have the same ending as the book and the original movie? Well, Kelly has confusing statements on this. On the one hand, he expressed that he might promise that the show will have a similar plot twist at the end that will shock the audience. On the other hand, though, it seems like the show likes to stay loyal to the original material, for the most part. He said, "At the end of episode 1, the end of episode 2, the audience should feel that the show is going to be different. There may be some twists and turns, and there may be some twists you expect that don't happen. There are a lot of jolts in the evolution of the series, episode by episode, and I think the ending will be satisfying on that front as well." Well, a part of me thinks that since the overall approach to the female characters differs, there might be a different killer at the end as well. But another part of me hopes that the ending remains the same, as I don't think there can be a better, more shocking ending to this story. But what do you think? Do you like the show so far? Or do you still prefer the 1990 movie? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.